In the early 13th century, a new power emerged from the vast steppes of Central Asia. Under the leadership of Temujin, later known as Genghis Khan, the Mongol tribes were unified into a formidable force. Having consolidated control over the steppe peoples, Genghis Khan turned his gaze outward. His first target beyond the traditional Mongol territories was the Western Xia Dynasty. Also known as the Tangut Empire, Western Xia controlled vital trade routes along the Silk Road. Their territory lay to the south of the Mongol heartland, encompassing parts of modern-day northwestern China. Western Xia was a settled agricultural and urbanized state. They possessed fortified cities and a standing army, presenting a different challenge than the nomadic tribes the Mongols had previously faced. Conquering them would test the Mongols' adaptability and military prowess. The first Mongol incursions into Western Xia territory began in 1205. These were primarily raids, designed to probe defenses, gather intelligence, and seize resources. The Mongols struck swiftly, utilizing their cavalry speed to bypass strong points and target vulnerable areas. These initial raids were successful in inflicting damage and spreading fear. They demonstrated the Mongols' ability to project power beyond their borders. However, they did not result in the subjugation of the Western Xia state. Further campaigns followed in 1207. These were larger in scale, pushing deeper into Western Xia territory. The Mongols continued to employ their characteristic mobility, overwhelming smaller forces and raiding the countryside. The decisive campaign against Western Xia began in 1209. Genghis Khan led his main army south, aiming for a more permanent outcome. The Mongols faced the challenge of taking fortified cities, something they had limited experience with. They adapted quickly, employing siege warfare tactics. While initially less skilled than established empires, they learned rapidly, sometimes utilizing engineers from conquered populations or employing methods like diverting rivers. A key tactic was the use of psychological warfare. The Mongols' reputation for brutality often preceded them, encouraging surrender. They also used feigned retreats to lure enemy forces into ambushes, a classic steppe tactic applied on a larger scale. The Western Xia army attempted to resist, notably at the Battle of Helen Mountains. However, the Mongol cavalry proved superior in open battle, outmaneuvering and routing the Tangut forces. This victory opened the path towards the Western Xia capital. The Mongol army advanced to the capital city, known today as Yinchuan. This was a major, well-defended urban center. The Mongols laid siege, a protracted and difficult undertaking for their army, which was more accustomed to mobile warfare. During the siege, the Mongols attempted to flood the city by diverting a river. This ambitious plan backfired, flooding the Mongol camp instead and threatening their own army. Despite this setback, the pressure on the city remained immense. Facing starvation and the relentless Mongol presence, the Western Xia Emperor eventually agreed to terms. In 1210, Western Xia submitted to Mongol suzerainty, becoming a vassal state. The emperor offered tribute, including a daughter to marry Genghis Khan. The 1209 campaign marked the first time the Mongols successfully conquered and subjugated a foreign state. It provided them with valuable experience in siege warfare and administering settled populations. It also secured their southern flank and provided resources and manpower. Although Western Xia would later rebel, leading to its eventual destruction in 1227, the campaign of 1209 was the critical first step. It demonstrated the Mongols' ambition and their capacity to adapt their formidable military machine to new challenges. This conquest was a harbinger of the vast empire that the Mongols would soon forge. It proved that the skills honed on the steppe could be applied to conquer settled civilizations, setting the stage for future, even larger invasions.